Alright, next day. And it's the weekend. So what we're gonna do... I am actually gonna see if we can maybe befriend someone. I'm just saying if this will show me the color. I have a blue. And I think if we do this in the Great Hall, I'll give us... Okay. Okay, so we're going to try befriending Prudence. We have a blue at that. We are going to study at the library. And of course, we're going to do our adventure with our... in the tutorial. Quest a meeting with your mentor. That one's black. That could be bad. I mean, I don't think you can fail any of these, like, the tutorials. They'll keep moving on. So it shouldn't matter. But let's see if we can make a friend today. We made a friend. And I did not think this through. Hold on. Okay, if I spell this wrong, I am gonna be quite pissed off. The Detectives of Academagia. I swear, guys, if I spelled anything wrong here, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me at all. Deciding that the time is right, you send word to Owen that you're ready to meet and discuss professors. Right. I think I looked this up ahead of time last time, but that was a month ago and I forgot. In her reply, Owen asks that you meet her at the Great Hall. You make your way to the Flos Frage at the appointed hour and wait somewhat patiently. As you come to expect, Owen arrives cheerfully, though looks a bit frazzled. Sorry I'm late, Rune, she says. I was up late last night doing... Well, never mind, actually. I hope you don't mind if we walk so I can keep myself awake. You shrug and follow her as she sets off. It's not like you have any great sentimental attachment to the hall. So ready to talk about professors and what they can do for you? Of course, you reply. But what is there for her to tell you that you already haven't figured out on your own? Plenty, she says, reading the look on your face. Just because you've been to some classes doesn't mean you know all there is to know. For example, do you know that you can compete for merit from a professor? Owen smiles. It's pretty easy, actually. You simply compete with one of your fellow students while in a class. Depending on the subject and your knowledge of it, when compared to your fellow students, you might win a bit of merit for your college from the professor. You don't lose anything if you lose the competition, but it can take a few hours to really make a case, and it can be frustrating if it doesn't go your way. Then there's what we call favor. It's another little school in-joke. You help an instructor carry a load of books 10 miles, you earn a point. Really, it's just another way of talking about relationships. It's just that friendships with teachers works a little differently. As nice as some of them are, they're not going to hang out with you for fun. You're not going to be able to call upon their skills whenever you like. Instead, it's more like, okay, say a teacher likes you, you've got some favor. What do you do with it? Owen continues. Like most everything, the more you have of something, the more you can do with it once you decide what to do. Realizing how strange her words sound, she says, I'm sorry, I'm in Professor Cito's advanced dialectic courses this year, and some of these things he makes us think about are, well, if you ever get into his advanced dialectic course, you'll understand. Anyway, the short version is like this. The more favor you have with a professor, the greater your reward will be when you cash in that favor. If you have hardly any favor with a professor, you won't really get much for what you have. But if you have a lot of favor, you can learn a lot of stuff that isn't in any books. Let me tell ya. Wait, professors teach things that aren't in class? Oh yeah, Owen replies enthusiastically. Theme, spells, locations, really intensive skill training. Professors might not know everything there is to know, but what they know is a whole lot more than we do. But, and here's the only sad part, once you call in your favor with a professor, that's it. It's all gone. You can get more, of course, but you have to start from scratch. Make sense? Nodding your head, you catch sight of Professor uh, Monetario, who is the geometry teacher. Owen follows your line of sight and sees you looking at your instructor. Am I in geometry? You would think I would remember these bloody things. This would be in... I don't even know geometry, apparently. Huh. Okay. Well, So this can go either way for us, I guess. And Sizu... Okay, then. Now that you know what you're doing, feel like trying for some favor? Not really. After all that, of course, it would be rude to say no. Would it be rude? Since you're interested, then I'll let you in on a little secret. I just happen to know that he is going to be attacked by a swarm of laughing bees any second now. I'm sure that you'll earn some favor if you manage to chase the bees off before he gets embarrassed. Look, here comes the bees. Just don't stand there. Go earn some favor. Gain favor by having your professor attacked by swarms of extremely unpleasant insects. The only way that works is if you're able to and willing to protect said professor, and well, not today. So I got 2 black choices though. Glamour spells. Attract the bees with an illusionary flower, or hang on for a second. What do you know about insect bees? Okay, that one sounds like it's a learn more situation. So let's check that. What do you know about laughing bees? Ha! What don't you know? Actually, you don't know anything. If you're going to keep hanging around with strange girls who apparently call the things out, you should probably work on that at some point. Okay, so that didn't help us out, so we're going to go with glamour spells, attract the bees away with an illusionary flower. But you might notice that there's a new option here, sacrifice a member. So at any point, if, let's say I had all purples or something, I can be like, hey, Prudence, our new clique member, of course, you deal with this shit. And I think it doesn't show you the results. You miss a part of the story, but you get to continue along in the string of adventures. So we're of course not going to do that. That'll be more useful for some of the more harder adventures out there. And so we're going to go glamour spells. Whipping out your wand, you dash forward towards the instructor. You even manage to shout, rather heroically, "Look out, Professor Montario!" The professor takes on a look at the direction your wand is pointing and recognizes the danger, pulls out his own wand. Before the professor can do anything more, however, you've managed to piece together the necessary themes for your spell and let it fly. Sadly, your idea of creating a giant sunflower plant out of the Flos Fragé fails miserably, causing the plant instead to appear shrivel and wither away. The professor, upon seeing your valiant attempt at rescue fail horribly, takes care of the problem the way of a large cloud of white smoke, which terrifies the laughing bees into fleeing the scene entirely. Alas, he then turns to you and frowns. Well, I suppose I should thank you for trying to do your best. Fuck you, he says, but as I'm not in the mood to reward failure just now, I think I'll dock your college a merit point. Come on, motherfucker. Next time you try and set up a professor for saving, be sure you have the ability to cast the proper spell. I didn't know shit was gonna happen. Waiting for a few moments for the professor to walk away, you turn back to where Owen was sitting, only to discover that she's gone. In her place is a small piece of parchment held down by a few pebbles. Picking up the parchment, you read, "Sorry, I can't stick around to see how things turned out. If someone started asking how you knew the laughing bees were on their way, I wouldn't want either of us to have to answer any awkward questions. For our next meeting, we'll head down to Ad... What? Admiratio... Fuck. And pick up a few things for a little project I'm working on. Before we go, though, you'll need to make sure you have enough PIMs to make the trip worthwhile. I don't have a way to check my money yet. So be sure to wait until you have at least 20 PIMs before contacting me. Until then, keep studying. Oh, and we have another adventure. While picking through the remains of what you think is an old settlement, you accidentally bump your head into something very hard. Rubbing the pain from your head, you soon discover that you have crashed into a stone shrine. What? You could have sworn it wasn't there a minute ago. Oh, okay. On the shrine are some inscriptions written in an unfamiliar language, although there are some inscriptions on the bottom of the shrine that look legible. There's a large hole chiseled into the front of the shrine where a small candle sits. You light the candle after a few moments of watching the candle flame flicker, and believing the shrine to be nothing out of the ordinary, you try to step around it. Magically, the shrine moves and blocks your path. You try to go left. You try to go right, but the shrine blocks your path. You move fast. You move slowly, but the shrine blocks your path. You arrive at the conclusion that the shrine will not let you pass. Decipher handwriting? Read the inscription at the foot of the... It seems all the ones that make you, just give up, it hurts you in the long run. So I guess it's better to fail than to give up. So we're going to decipher the handwriting. Crouching, you try to read the inscriptions written at the base of the shrine, but the letters are too worn. You are unable to discern what it says. Okay, so we have puzzles, blow out the candle. Theology, maybe the shrine is evil, or at least very naughty. Try an old-fashioned counter curse. Let's blow out the candle. What's the worst that can do? Immediately after the flame disappears from the wick, a skeleton leaps from the shrine. It grabs your hand and places something in it. It respectfully tips its skull and then quickly returns to the shrine. Look in your hand and find a ring decorated with a skull. You stare at the morbid ring for a few moments before the skeleton returns and relights the candle. Then the bony fellow rips the ring from your hand, growls in your direction, and leaps back into the shrine. What? You blow out the candle's wick again, but this time instead of extinguishing the fire, the small flicking flame mysteriously erupts into a tremendous blaze. You have to leap out of the way to avoid being engulfed by the blaze. Even so, your clothes are charred and receive a few burns. You have no choice but to return to Academagia to change outfits and recuperate. What the fuck just happened? So we're now friends with Prudence. We should have probably looked at her thing before we did this. But I remember looking her up on the Academagia wiki and saying, yeah, that's someone I would want into my club. I don't remember why. My clique, I should say. So every person you bring into your clique has a clique ability. So she has Protective Sphere. Using her bad girl reputation to help her, Prudence can actually increase a person's confidence by 2, danger sense by 1, awareness by 1, and luck by 1 for several days. So I guess that's an ability I can now use, and that's not bad, actually. Oh, she has an owl. Interesting. The Detectives of Academagia. Now, I think I read this before, but let's do it again. Prudence seems as if she's competing to be the wildest girl in the school. She talks back to all the professors, and she's always picking fights with the other girls. People say she fights with the boys too. She actually hits them. My god. Don't hit people, kids. It's bad. The rumor I'm giving a lot of life lessons. And I should be the least I should never give life lessons. The rumor is that they are all scared of Prudence too. She's that bad. She's especially hostile if you address her by name. Okay, we're gonna call her cousins then. Respect what people want to be called by. So we got botany together, dialectic, um, negation. And I think so. We have 3 classes together. That's kind of nice. She's quite fit. Good finesse and charm too, and strong. Very good. So actually, let's compare that to mine. So we're the same fitness. She's more finesse than me. I have more charm than her. She's stronger than me. I'm more intelligent. Insight, we're equal, and luck, we're equal. Okay. And then she has her own skill list too. This game is fucking amazing. How much they put in here. And I'm assuming these will go up as, the game progresses because she's also studying, training, and doing these things. And this is good because whenever we're doing adventures, I don't think it matters for like the random things, the random events, but for adventures, I think her stuff will help me. Like it'll be added on. So actually, maybe that's where that beguile came from. Actually, no, that was a random event, not. Hmm. There is so much information here, and I can see her abilities. There's no reasons I need to see that or her actions. Emotions make sense. That should be higher on this list. Right now, she feels nothing, which is actually a good thing. Fuck it. Look at all. And I get to know her themes. My. This is ridiculous. There's so much information. I love it. I I love the ridiculousness of it. Like you technically don't have to have all this. You can fake it in some ways. But it's I really hope I'm right that these will go up as the years go, as the days go by. If not, then I'm a little sad. That means they're faking it. But if this does go up by just, throughout the school year, this is fantastic. We keep increasing our cryptology, but not our filing skill. Let me double check on that. Research. Boom. Cryptology, yeah. Oh, no, filing went up a little bit. So we're at 5 of 10. That's pretty good. And I did not succeed at adventure, but that's fine. Matters of concern to you. Parents still hate us. This guy is trying to be our friend. Interesting. How do you pronounce this name? Piccolo is a gentle giant. He is simply an abnormally large boy. I guess tall, I would say. He says he's big boned and no one really disagrees with him because it's more than obviously true. Piccolo loathes conflict of any sort, be it verbal or physical. Perhaps his intimidating size has humbled him a bit, or perhaps some accident in the past has inspired his pacifism. No one's sure. Okay. Again, I love that like characters can just be like, "Hey, I want to hang out with you. Let's be friends." So I might look into this guy being our friend. Someone's trying to compete for merit. Doesn't work. I decreased our merit too, so that person hates us. You have learned about planning, which is a skill. A compete. Okay, let's see if this says compete somewhere. Yes, compete is a main skill with planning as a sub skill. Okay. I've learned decipher handwriting. Or I've learned. Okay. You just you decreased your decipher handwriting. That's great. You decrease your vitality by 2. I didn't even get hurt. Goddamn. Fuck you, Malacresta. Okay, let's get through Sunday. If we can study, that would be brilliant. Oh, actually, let's check how much money I have. 15 pims. Goddamn. Like, I can earn money. Like, I can, let's see. Work the field. I don't think that actually gives... Oh, it earns you 20 pims. There's a part of me that's like, 20 pims. That's pretty good. Pims being the money in this game. But then working the field sound like I have to be a gardener. And like as we discovered before, I'm not a gardener. Fuck the gardeners. I'm actually putting the gardeners on my list of enemies. List of enemies. I don't know how to spell enemies, apparently. First of all, Sky Pirates. And number 2 on the list is gardeners. Number 3 is Philip. Because fuck Philip. Very good. So what are we doing for money? Like, we did it before. We helped, like, take care of a restaurant or something. Help at Alice's, which will get us 30 pims. Right, we got robbed. That's why I don't have a lot of money. And this will also increase our cooking sub-skill, which maybe not that useful, but also people should know how to cook. That's my personal opinion. I wish there was like another option other than gossip to like hang out with your friend. Maybe there is. Because they have hangout, compete, gossip, patrol, prepare, research. Nah. Okay, let's study at the Mantle Stars, which will give us random astrology sub-skills. But that can actually be useful. Okay, so everything's at 2 except for Glamour, which is at 3. So we'll skip Glamour this time, I guess. We're going to work for Alice. And we are going to... What do I want to increase? Befriending, maybe? Conversation, listen, temperance. Because I have the feeling that if I, like, increase, like, befriend, like, I'll get more options to actually hang out with my friends. But also, I kind of want things that are useful to me. Oh, man. You know, actually, research. Where's research? Filing. We're going to try and increase our filing. We really want that library. Okay. Okay, slowly becoming friends with random classmates. That's always good. You have learned about years ago a poem. Yeah. No, that's 4 pages. Never mind. We increased my greengrocer up. Okay. Interesting. I was hoping for something more cooking, but okay. And we've got the money, so we can do the adventure next week. Filing is still at 5 because now we need to study twice to go up a level. Great. We've also learned about planets. It's fun. Planets are cool, I guess. Not all what I wanted to learn from astronomy, but okay. Did I say astronomy? Astrology. That's what I meant to say. Parents still hate us. Tallulah's going for the merit. It's never going to happen. Iran's college has impressed the Legate Orso Orsi, and he has awarded them with special privileges. Good for fucking them. Are we... I forget who we hate. Because there's rivals among the schools. I think we're actually against Avila. But I am actually going to double check that. Iran's is our rival, actually. So, do we hear about what Prudence does now? That's interesting. Prudence succeeded at using Get Ready for Dialectic. That's. I wonder if they have abilities that I don't have. That would be interesting. Or maybe they're just named differently. That's interesting. Maybe they had to do that for the AI. Alright. So, yeah, we're never gonna let. I don't know why I care so much, but we're never gonna win merit. Wait, what's this? What? This is weird. Can I hide things in certain areas? What is. Oh, that's tiny. I can't read that. How odd. I never noticed that before. Also, I don't think there's ever a fucking use to ever do that. Interesting. Huh. Okay, so I can read a book called The Epic Kansab. I'm gonna stop saying words right now. I'm actually a little tired. Oh, can I actually just put it here? Does that do anything for me? I don't know. And it will increase my running skill by 3 skill steps. So my running skill at the moment. Boop boop boop. So I can read that and it'll give me 3 skill steps, which I guess would increase my skill like 3 times or at least 2. Interesting. Okay, so that was a week. I've been recording for an hour and I have shit to do today. So yeah, I'm going to call it here for now. And yeah, thanks for watching. You guys are awesome.